Hello everyone, Batmanultra7 here with another first impressions video talking about another game that came out last week, I guess. But this time I'm not alone because AJ, or aka Batmanultra7, is here with me to talk about Sonic Origins. And yeah.
Sonic's back, baby.
Yeah,
He's coming back.
it's coming back. If AJ sounds a little bit weird, he's got allergies, so
Yeah.
just
Just like bear with me. I'm trying to talk as enthusiastic as I feel in my heart. You know, the
yeah,
environment is not working with me today.
no. So, as for mentioned, we're here to talk about Sonic Origins, and the thing is that AJ hasn't played this game, not yet, anyway. So I think how
It's
this is
because
going to
I'm
go down is that, you can ask me whatever questions you want about the game, and I'll just talk about, the good stuff and the bad stuff like I usually do. So before we actually
yeah.
get into, our thoughts or my thoughts on the game, and stuff in general. What is your Sonic background? How'd you get started with this franchise?
Um, I grew up on a lot of heavy amount of Sonic content. Um, I watched a lot of Sonic X. I watched the original Sonic show often. I even watched Sonic Underground. Not a lot of people talk about Sonic Underground, but
No.
that happened.
Yeah.
Um, I I grew up. Well, my first gaming system, GameCube. Um, I know there's a lot of systems in the world, and I'm sure there's many better than this one, but the GameCube has always been a sweet spot for me. Like, hey, I'm gonna buy another GameCube because I don't have one at the moment. But when I was a kid playing the GameCube, playing Sonic, like we had Sonic collection of of all the older games. A release just like this one. Um, really what started me up on Sonic, and from there played. I played through the ensuing releases like years. Uh, ones, bad ones. He's been going through it. He's been going through it, but I'm always here for. I'm always hopeful for
Mm-hmm.
good Sonic. I mean, love the shows, love the games. Archie comics are great.
Yeah.
I love the movie. I love these movies.
Yeah.
They're great. It's kind of renewed my of Sonic. And as I've said repeatedly, I'm writing a video essay on the first movie. Well, I'm hoping after I do a video essay on the two movies, I'm gonna talk like all of Sonic on my channel going forward. Expand my content, and that's really something I want to talk about because I'm passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Guys.
Yeah. Um. Okay, so my background with Sonic was very on and off for a long period of time. I watched some of Sonic X, played some of the games, like, we played Sonic Heroes. I rented Sonic Heroes for like a weekend, and we owned Shadow the Hedgehog, which isn't really the best example of Sonic, but
Well, there's a fun. Can I say one funny thing about Shadow the Hedgehog?
what's that?
That was miss in my house because um obviously I was raised Christian, so when whenever Shadow dies in that game, he swears. So my parents would like freak out, and that happened, and it was really funny.
Mm.
Even funnier looking back,
Yeah.
because that's like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's not a good game. It's not a great game. It's
It's
a
bad.
funny memory.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad, but um, that part was always funny to me.
Oh yeah. But I think my real love for the series like finally came in when Sonic Generations came out, and I
Yes.
played
Yeah.
both that and Colors, and I've been playing every single new game since that, and going back to the classics and whatnot, like literally going back to whatever I can find for Sonic. So it's literally just been like, and I mean, like, love is just keep going. There's been some bumps in the road. Sonic Boom. But
But yeah, you can say that like 10 times, and I'll be cool with it because that's not my Sonic right there.
no, it's not.
But it's like, you know, this is a rant. This is a Sonic thing, but like people don't like it. Some people do. Some people are mixed about it. I played it a lot when I was younger.
Mm.
It's probably one of my favorite Sonic games.
Yeah.
And I know this is a little off topic since we're talking about a new Sonic thing, but what did you think of Sonic Vengeance? I mean, Sonic Unleashed. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
Sonic Unleashed. I played it for about an hour, and then I put it down, and I haven't touched it since. I don't like the Werehog at all.
I understand people's grievances with that of the game, but I personally never had a problem with it. But I'm just always curious what people think of it
Yeah.
in the Sonic community.
Mm. Yeah, it's a love it or hate it type thing. I don't hate it, but it's not my cup of tea for sure. So, but
I just think it's one of the better ones of like of the era.
to some degree, I'd say.
I think I'm partial to and or two.
Mm-hmm.
One for me.
But yeah, it's tough. But anyway, so Sonic Origins was trying to get back on topic, but Sonic Origins was announced last year, and then for an entire year we got literally no information. We got a bunch of leaks saying that it was practically development hell, and we got a trailer I think a few months ago, and then it just came out this last week. So let's actually get into the specifics of the game, and
I mean, like development just kind of it's just kind of normal for Sonic at this point.
yeah, I guess so. But it was just weird for this because, like, the idea was so simple, like practically remaking
just
3 classic games, and they somehow like managed to fuck that up or attempt
just like
to.
That's like that's the hardest thing to mess up in video games. You're not making a new game. You're just using that's already been made and just putting a new on it and maybe adding some things to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what a remaster is.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. But so just getting into this, like getting into specifics. These are all these games, besides Three and Knuckles, because that was newly developed by a team I forget the name of, but for Sonic's 1, 2, CD, and yeah, that's it. So the versions of the game are the Taxman versions, which for those that don't know, it's made by the same people who did Sonic Mania back in like 2013, 2012, 2013.
Yeah,
The mobile
yeah,
ports.
yeah.
But yeah, they did add a few new features to all of the games. They added the drop dash, which is kind of cool. It's not really necessary, but I like the inclusion. And these anniversary editions, as they call it, they got rid of lives completely, and instead they replaced it with these things called coins. So say like you're in the game, you're in the special stage or whatnot, and you fail, you get the opportunity to use one of your coins to try again, and get the emerald
Yeah,
and
that's
whatnot.
that's a pretty common in like updated versions of the older Sonic games. Kind of removing the difficulty of the Sonic games. It's still a good option for people.
I like it because I suck at classic Sonic, so it's like, so it just helps me. like when I'm playing Sonic 1, especially, like when I get to Labyrinth Zone, like the stress just increases. So I like that there's that option of essentially having infinite lives. But
Labyrinth is it tests your patience. It does. That's what I love about classic Sonic, is because it makes me so mad.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's fun at the same time.
But yeah, for 1, 2, and CD, all the unique features from the Taxman version are there. The different Sonic CD, you can pick the Japanese soundtrack. For Sonic 2, you can travel through Hidden Palace Zone, which they added back in, and for the most part, it's relatively the same as the mobile versions. Besides the coin inclusion and infinite lives and whatnot, it's still relatively the same. So if you were a fan of the mobile ports, then you'll definitely enjoy playing these on an actual console. And not a touchscreen, which I appreciate. So thanks, Sega.
Because then you can use a controller like the Sonic gods intended.
Yeah. But yeah, what's cool about this collection, I think, is the inclusion of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, completely, rebuilt from the ground up on the same engine as the others, which beforehand there wasn't. They didn't make like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Like they didn't do a mobile port of that, or any other like barely any like overhaul of that game. So I'm glad that they're finally bringing that game back, getting some representation in there, and it's a shame the Michael Jackson music isn't in there, but I can cope with that.
I understand the business reasonings, but yeah, it's a bummer.
But
you can always just play it on your phone while you're playing.
Of course. Also, as a bonus, if you really want to, they do include the original versions of every game. So if you want it to, if you don't want infinite lives and you want the screen in like 4x3, you can play it that way, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind it. So, let's talk about some other extras and because there is a lot of stuff here. There's a mission mode, which you do this specific mission. I didn't play any for the recording, but I did look through the list, and there's quite a fair number of them. And of course, you got the museum, with buying artwork and animatics and stuff, movies, whatever, using your coins that you get in for playing each game. You can spend that for, concept art and whatnot. It's not, to me, it's not as cool as the museum in Sonic Mega Collection, but like, nothing will ever beat that caliber ever again. So,
Yeah.
but they do get some neat bonuses in there, like the Sonic Mania shorts. I think it's called Sonic Mania Adventures. They have all the episodes on there you can purchase with coins and whatnot. But,
Yeah. I really enjoyed those.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, the animation team has been killing it lately with Sonic content.
Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah. I'm not sure overall the Sonic animated series they're making is gonna look like, but I would not be against it looking like that.
Yeah.
In one form or another.
Yeah. And besides playing all the anniversary versions of these games separately, you can play all of them in one run with a story mode playthrough. So they basically combine all the games into one. So if you really want to go for the full Sonic experience from beginning to end in one fell swoop, you can do that, which I find is really cool. So
you need to do that. You need to do like that in one stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like be just get drunk playing all the Sonic games.
Drunk Sonic. Yeah, that is definitely a stream for a later date.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah. So I guess I should get into issues I had with the game, which is mostly minuscule, but it's really distracting for me. First of all, the way the menu is set up is really strange because like there's no like when you're on the title screen alone, you have A to start and then the B button to quit the game. So there's no like options or none of that traditional setup. All the options are where the museum is, which I find a little bit strange. And even just navigating between like the different games is a little. It was a bit weird to me, I gotta say. And also, this isn't really in the game, but this is more like just when you buy it. But the whole pre-order situation was really bad. Like the whole setup and everything, having music tracks as DLC and a bunch of other stuff.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
That's just not smart.
Yeah.
I mean, one, that's not smart. And two, would you make music DLC? Because like it's integral to Sonic games specifically. I mean, it's all mood of playing a Sonic game. I don't know why you would make that DLC.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like some major inclusions were just kind of forgotten about. Like, I would have loved the ability to, even if it wouldn't really work that well, having the ability to play as Knuckles in like Sonic CD, because you can't do that, which is something that's carried over from the original Taxman release of Sonic CD. So I feel like stuff like that, and I think like even just other combinations of the characters, like being able to play as Sonic and Knuckles in like Sonic 1 and 2 would have been really nice, but they don't have that here. So hopefully that gets patched in later. But yeah, it's all these like little small things that like could have made the overall
Yeah,
collection better.
it's just like it's like tiny cracks that like if it had a little more time polishing, it would be like in its own way.
Yeah.
Just like fix those tiny little things that are so noticeable. Just like staring you straight in the face.
Yeah, it's just even though they are small, they really do start to add up over time.
That's
so
just no. That's just the way it is with this type of game. Like, I mean, remasters in general, like Return to Arkham games.
Yeah.
Is obviously more egregious.
Yeah.
Like miles and miles and miles more egregious than the problem in this game, but it's still a good example of so many like cracks like that could have been solved if you spent more time on it.
Absolutely. Totally.
That's just how it is with like most remasters.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
an extra buck for the company. I mean, it's an easy cash grab, which have them for doing it, for making the market, I guess.
Yeah. To me though, it's still like very skeevy type of behavior.
Absolutely.
And this is definitely an example of that, especially with having. Oh, go ahead.
Can't help but notice. It's just like it's been staring me straight in the face. Like it's a thing that ruins the game. Just gonna play it soon, like get it soon, but it doesn't ruin it for me. But like it's so it's a bit too influenced by mobile games.
Yeah, it's like there's just like this. It's really weird when you have, because each game they have a little island diorama of, so it's like South Island or Angel Island. They'll have these mini like islands you can look at, and to have the ability to zoom in and view models, you got to pay for that separately, which is.
It's just gross.
Yeah, it's gross.
I mean, like across the board, when games pay a certain, really such a price for a game that you have to pay more for the game.
Yeah.
Types of games irritate me to no end. Because if I'm paying like $60, I want the entire game. I don't want a little bit of the game. I want the entire game. So that just irritates me to no end.
Yeah. Also, that's another big sticking point to me is the price tag, because this thing is $50, and it really shouldn't be. It's like $60 for all the DLC included, which it really shouldn't have been that.
I think remasters don't really deserve the full game price. It's, it's not a thing, and in terms of this, they're not above and beyond to make it a completely fresh experience.
Yeah, and these games have been around for like 30 years now, and they've been ported who knows how many times. And
I own the GameCube Mega Collection.
I do too.
That's one of many.
Yeah,
I love it, but I'm not buying all the other ones.
Yeah, no.
I'll probably buy this new one because I'm a dummy consumer who will buy most things, but and I like when game companies do this.
Yeah. Also, one downside for me specifically is that there's no physical release. So, um, I hate
Absolutely.
I hate
I'm
not having something to put on my shelf.
it physically hurts me. Like, I'm a big media guy, so I like to be able to hold it in my hands. I own this game,
Yeah,
and I can put it on my shelf.
yeah,
Looks nice, put out in the game in a nice console. It's a nice feeling.
yeah,
Game companies
yeah.
keep stealing it from me, and it makes me mad.
Mm,
You know, now it's, I mean, right now it's only some games, but they're they're obviously transitioning towards that. That's not something I'm happy about,
no,
personally.
no. But yeah, that's pretty much all that needs to be said about this game. Yeah, I think overall the collection is really good, especially with all these enhanced versions
Mm.
of the classic era type games. But at the price point it is at now, and with all the issues, it's definitely not worth its asking price. So I feel like if you're gonna get this, definitely get it on like a discount, like maybe a major discount
Yeah.
if you really want to. But yeah, I think that's I think that's gonna be it for the video.
It's just like, be smart. Uh, Something isn't worth the price right now. Wait,
Yeah.
because I mean that's the way the world is right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way the world's always been. But uh, keep talking about it. Stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so is there anything else you want to plug before we end the video?
Um, me cough drops.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Seriously. Hopefully in July, I'm planning on, actually releasing videos because I haven't done it in months. That Sonic video essay is gonna get done sometime, and have a multitude of different projects in the works, like, film and comic related, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm really excited about all of that. The Batman fan film it's in the works. It's gonna be it's a long road. I mean, fan films are kind of a sort right now, but I think we're gonna make a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I mean, as far as what I'm doing, I'm finally getting back to work on the Wolverine review, so hopefully I can get it out by middle or late July, if all things go well. But yeah,
Exciting.
we're
Exciting.
making rapid progress on it, and actually,
Yes.
after this is done, I'm probably gonna get back to editing that. But
You got this, dude. You got
yeah,
this.
hell yeah. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Be sure to follow us on social media. I got his Twitter. I'll link down in the description as well as his channel, and go check that out. Subscribe for his content. Watch the Sonic essays when they finally release, and
Yes.
yeah, it's gonna be a good summer. I'm sure of it.
Uh, I'm feeling good about the summer.
Mm-hmm. Also, in the comments, tell us what you think about Sonic Origins, and
Yeah.
tell me if I
Tell
need to
me,
make more Sonic content or not.
tell me, who's your least favorite human character in a Sonic game? There's a lot of dumb ones.
Yes.
This is the worst one. There's a lot of choices.
um, anyway, have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and of course, don't forget to take care of yourselves. See ya.